Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Get into your comfortable seat. Feel free to sway sideways, forward and back. Make sure you're at ease into your seat. And once so, close your eyes, rest your hands onto your knees or thighs. As you gaze within yourself, become aware of your breath. Your breath is always the blueprint of this practice. Slow down your inhales and your exhales. Also allow yourself to breathe rhythmically, which means even out your inhales and exhales. Once you establish your easeful breath, also pay attention to your seat. Let your sitting bones root. Feel your crown lift, sit a bit taller. Lean back, position your shoulders over your hips. Lift your shoulder blades up and down your back, soften into your seat. Return back to following your breath. Become still mentally and physically. Yoga invites you to connect to your inner warrior. Warriors are disciplined. They train or practice. They study their craft with precision. They learn to control their mind and their senses. Warriors of light, though, they cultivate the mind and body, but above all, their spirit. Take this time to enter the temple of your heart, the seat of your soul, and connect to your inner light. Allow it to expand. Bring more light into your field. The warrior of light connects to their heart and soul, so to live their truth and purpose in life. Attune yourself to the whispers of your heart. Heart wide open. Also feel source energy move through you as you connect to all that is. Feel this field of non-resistance, of easefulness. The idea is to move from a space without forcing too much into your poses, because this will only dim your light. Stay soft. Fold your hands to heart center, prayer pose. Connect your chest into your thumbs. Set your intention for your practice. Clearing breath to Om. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhale to Om. Bow head into your heart. Replace your hands back onto your knees or thighs. Slowly open your eyes. You're welcome. Come to all fours. Tabletop position. Place your wrists, place your knees directly below your shoulders, below your hips. Once you've done so, rotate your hands outwardly until your fingers point directly towards your knees. Your thumbs will point towards the long edges of your mat. Arms externally rotate. Inhale, lift your hips up. Allow your belly to get heavy. Look up towards the ceiling. Arch your back into your back bend. Exhale, curl in. Bring your chin into your chest first. Press your palms down. Lift the back of your heart to the sky. Look in between your thighs. Breathe in. Same movement, nice and slow. Hips up, belly heavy. Eventually look up. Exhale. Retract back in. Press your palms a bit more downwards. Find a bit more lift to the back of your heart upwards. One more time. Take a breath in your variation of your cow pose. And breathe out in your variation of your cat pose. Return back towards a neutral spine. Flip your hands, but slowly and gently. You can be sensitive. Your thumbs will point forward. Your palms will face you. Have your fingers point towards each other. Keep your wrists below your shoulders. Press the earth a bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Bend both elbows forward to the front of your mats. Bend them at about a 45-degree angle. Inhale. Press the earth back away from you. Press the earth away. Exhale. Rebend your elbows back to the front. Allow this movement to lubricate your wrists a little bit more. 2 more times on your own. Stay onto your breath. There's no hurry. The same breath you establish into your seat. When you do complete your last and fourth cycle, flip your hands to the earth, regular tabletop position. Just make sure that your middle finger or your pointer finger extends forward, whatever feels better, into your shoulder. Press your finger pads downwards. If you look at your fingernails should become slightly white in color. Finger is very active. Squeeze your arms a little bit more towards each other. Rotate the eyes of your elbows forward. Wrap your triceps back behind you. Arms strong and engaged. Arms externally rotate. Press the earth with your hands. Lift the back of your heart up to the sky. Look in between your hands, in between your thumbs. Cat pose, but active cat pose position. Fingers bright, arms strong. The more you can press your palms down, the more lift you'll have to the back of your heart. Push up in my hand even more. There we go. Good. Draw your low belly in and up. Feel your belly muscles contract and engage. This is your blueprint for plank pose, this active cat pose. Tuck your toes under. Step your right foot back, left foot back into plank pose. Align your hips with your shoulders. The actions remain the same. Press your fingertips down, squeeze your arms in, lift the back of your heart a bit more to the sky, exaggerate the push. Low belly is in, and press your heels backwards. All levels power class. If it's a little too much, you can modify by placing your knees back to the earth. Return back to your active cat pose position at any time. Stay onto your breath as you hold the pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your knees to the earth, knees wide. Sit onto your heels. Rest your chest in between your knees. Place your forehead on mat child's pose. Balasana. And so in this class, there's lots of modifications or intensifications. If you need to modify, take my cues to ease your practice. If you want more spice, take my cues to intensify your practice. So you have your choice of taking the cues that resonate with you. Always pay attention to how you feel, though, as you feel different every day. In this child's pose, you can take any time, as often as needed, especially when your body says it wants to rest. Listen to the wisdom of your inner voice. Make your way back towards tabletop position. Place your hips and your shoulders above your knees and your wrists. Keep your hips over your knees. Replace your forehead back to the earth, like you did in child's pose. Forehead to mat, hips stay stacked over knees though. Stretch your arms in front of you. Lengthen your whole upper body. Inhale. Exhale. Bend your elbows. Place your hands in prayer pose to the back of your head. Allow your heart to sink down. Feel your shoulder blades come a bit closer towards each other. This will counterpose your child's pose, your plank pose, and your active cat pose. Gentle stretch into the front line of your body. Open up into your chest a bit more. Take a breath in. Exhale. Replace your hands back to the earth. And make your way to downward facing dog. Press your hands and feet down. Bring your hips up to the sky. Ensure your hands and your feet are as wide as your shoulders, as wide as your hips. Once you have done this, take a bit of movement into your first dog pose. You can pedal your feet up and down. Walk your dog to stretch your lower legs, your calf muscles, or any other movement. You can lift one leg up to the sky and draw some circles. Open up into your hip. freestyle movement, but as you do, stay aware. Stay in your heart space so you can feel. Feel stiff muscles and tight joints beginning to open up and loosen up. Two more breath and movement to bring symmetry into your body if you're doing one side asymmetrically. Make your way towards a still downward facing dog. Point your tailbone down. Glide back to plank pose, top of a push-up. Hold the position, shoulders over your wrists. Two options here. If you'd like to modify your vinyasa to make it easier, option number one, place your knees on your mat. If you want to intensify your vinyasa, make it harder, use your toes. Shift your weight forward, bring your shoulders beyond your fingertips. Wherever you are, lower halfway down to a low push-up, bend your elbows at a 90-degree angle. Untuck your toes, upward facing dog. Press the earth with your hands, arms strong, core is active. Roll over your toes into downward facing dog. Look towards your hands. Either walk or step your feet forward to the front of your mat. Either big toes touch, small gap in between your heels. If you need more space, place your feet about as wide as your hips, parallel to each other. As you forward fold in two, keep your low belly in to support your low back. Soften into your neck, allow your head to be heavy. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale. Exhale, arms up overhead. Be receptive though. Once you start to feel your hamstrings, the back of your upper legs, and your shoulders light up, pause. Notice if your mind is trying to force its way into the depth of the pose. This will only bring more constriction. Use your powerful mind to deepen your breath. Allow your breath to dissipate the sensation you feel. There's nowhere to go but to breathe through sensation. If it's too demanding into your hamstrings, bend your knees slightly as much as you need to. Always stay soft into your mind and body. About a 70% effort and sensation rate. Take a breath in. Exhale, release your clasp. Place your hands on your mat below your shoulders. If it's too much intensity, place your hands onto your shin bones or on your knees to modify. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your crown forward. Exhale, hinge back into, release your neck and jaw. Place your hands onto your hips. Rise up to stand. Push your feet down, bring your shoulders over your hips. Arms by your side. Keep your feet exactly as you are. You don't have to change. Arms reach up to the sky. Take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Stretch up and over to your right. Press your hips sideways towards your left to create this crescent-shaped moon with your body. When you feel tension, pause. Press all four corners of your feet down as you firm your legs. Keep your low belly in. Core is always active. Feel free to use your right hand to gently press your hips a bit more sideways and to pull your left arm a bit more over towards your right. Get a bit deeper into your stretch without forcing it. Inhale, come back towards center. Switch your grip. Lengthen up and over towards your left this time. Hips will press sideways towards your right. When you feel sensation, pause. Again, avoid your mind trying to push its way into the pose. It's a gentle morning stretch here. Your breath should stay very sweet, at ease. Come back towards center. Release your grip. Place your hands onto your hips. Take a wide stance with your feet. Heels below hip points if not already so. Keep your low belly in. Hinge at your waist, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to take a hold of your toes with your peace fingers. Once you have done so, lengthen halfway, breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. As you do, gently pull on your toes. It's a bit more muscle energy the second time around, but nothing too forceful. As you gently pull your toes, press your toes actively into the earth as well. Keep your low belly in as you bring your elbows sideways towards your right and left. Feel a deeper stretch into your hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale, release your toe lock. Place your hands back to the earth, below your shoulders, palms down. Step back to plank pose. Remember, you can modify or intensify. Lower halfway down, low plank position, Chaturanga Dandasana. Untuck your toes, up dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. All of your toes, down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Point your tailbone down. Glide back to plank pose, top of a push-up. Hold the position here, plank pose. For the first one, place both knees on your mat. Then place your right elbow on your mat as well, directly below your shoulder. Right hand points forward. Do the same thing with your left. Left elbow below your left shoulder into your modified forearm plank. Place your right hand back underneath your right shoulder. Press the earth with your right hand. Left hand back underneath left shoulder. Come back to where you were. If that was too easy, tuck your toes under. Make your way to plank pose. If that was just the right amount, keep your knees grounded. Replace your right elbow back underneath your right shoulder. Then your left forearm on your mat. Place your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Press the earth, left hand back, plank pose. At any time, you can place your knees to earth if you need to. Right forearm down. Then your left. Right hand below your right shoulder. Then your left. One more time. Right forearm down, but hold the position here. Point your right hand to the top left corner of your mat. Rotate to the whole outside edge of your right foot. You can either bend your left knee and place your left foot in front of you, left hand to left hip. If it's still too easy, stack your foot on top of your right. And you can also bring your left arm up towards the sky. Inhale, press your right forearm down, lift your hips higher towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring your hips back towards neutral. Breathe in, hips lift back up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, hips relift, crunch the right side of your body. Come back down, 3. 2 more times. Inhale, hips rise. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Place your left forearm down, come onto your back toes, forearm plank. If it's too demanding, place your knees down, it's okay. As you would in plank pose, press your forearms down, lift the back of your heart to the sky, look in between your forearms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your right hand back underneath right shoulder, press it down, then your left, plank pose. Remember, at any time if you start to get tired, place your knees to earth, it's okay. Place your left elbow down, then your right, other side. Left hand below your left shoulder, then your right. Nice and slow with control. Left forearm down, right forearm down. Left hand goes back below your shoulder, then your right. Left arm down, right side, left hand below your shoulder, then your right. The last one here, left forearm down, but hold here. Point your left hand to the top right corner, pivot to the outside of your left foot this time. Modify, intensify, right foot can come in front of you. You can put your hand onto your hip right side or arm up. Inhale, press the earth with your left forearm, lift your hips up. Exhale, lower down. Try to palm your left palm as much as you can to the earth. Lift your hips up, breathe in. Lower down slowly. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Work your side body. 2 more times. Hips rise. Lower. One more time. Come back towards your forearm plank again. If it's too much, knees down, it's okay. If you still want a bit more, though, option intensify by walking your feet slowly towards your elbows, dolphin plank. Look in between your forearms as you keep pressing the earth away from you. A lot of push with your forearms down. Look in between your forearms. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good dolphin plank. Walk your feet backwards back to your forearm plank. Place your left hand below your left shoulder. Press it down, then your right. Plank pose. Downward facing dog. Look forward. Come onto your toes. Bend your knees. Either walk or step or hop lightly to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Hinge in 2. Rise up, take a breath in. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Close your eyes. Re-gaze back inside yourself like you would in your seat. And focus on your breath right away. Most likely your heart is beating a bit faster. Use your powerful mind to control your breath. Silence down your mind. Your mind will tend to hold on to things. The mind by itself, it likes to worry or doubt things in life. Are you currently worried about something? When you're worried about stuff, it's like praying to something you do not want to happen. This practice invites you to transcend your mind. Ride your breath all the way back into your heart space. Merge your mind and heart together in this place of trust. Instead of being worried about stuff, think and feel, what is the best version of yourself instead? Who are you becoming? Yoga is a self-transformational practice. What are your dreams? What are your goals, your ambitions? And can you see yourself in your mind's eye achieving them? One more breath. Open your eyes slowly. Let's greet this day. Namaskar A. Arms reach up, inhale. Palms touch, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Lead from your heart to the seat of your soul. Lengthen halfway. Plant your palms. You can step back to plank pose or float back Chaturanga Dandasana. Lower halfway down plank pose and so on. Untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. Roll over your toes, down dog, Adho Mukha. Press your hands and your feet into your mat for 1. As you do, wrap your triceps down a bit more as you gently press the heels of your feet downwards for 2. You'll become more stable. You'll feel a deeper rebound into your hips for 3, stretching your body. Stretch your breath continuously as well, the blueprint of your practice, for 4. Keep allowing this vision to unfold of this best version of yourself in your mind's eye for 5. If you feel like you're exerting about a 70% effort rate, is great. Stay exactly as you are or even rest furthermore if you need to do so. If you want to build some strength though, walk your feet slightly forward until your shoulders stack on top of your wrists. It's a short dog position. Like in plank pose, press the earth, look in between your hands, lift the back of your heart to the sky. If you want to keep your heart rate elevated, you can bend both of your knees, tap both of your heels into your butt, land softly to the back of your mat, and repeat to keep your heart rate up. So either rest, either stay static and build some strength, or take flight. Use your next hop to hop to the front of your mat, or of course walk or step back to the front. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Push your feet down, arms reach up, inhale. Gaze back up, palms touch. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And these are moving prayers. Arms reach up slowly. Think of reaching for sun energy, the giver of life. Forward fold fluidly. Feel your breath and the movement. Lengthen halfway, plant your palms. Step or float back. Keep moving at your own pace, a full breath per movement. Doesn't matter if you modify or intensify, but move with control and fluidity. With a 70% effort rate, staying soft at all times. As we progress in the flow, scan your arms, your shoulders. If they become a little fatigued, take a child's pose. You got is to pace yourself, not to overdo anything. And once you commit to your pose, commit to your breath. Can you bring a bit more depth into your breath? Long, deep inhales. Long, deep exhales. Soften neck a little bit more. Yeah, soften this part here. Good. Every moment feels quite different. If this moment feels like you need to rest a bit more, of course, listen to your inner voice. Or re-shorten your dog, build some strength, press the earth. Or retake flight by bending both knees, stepping your heels into your butt, landing very softly without making a sound. Repeat again to keep your heart rate elevated if that's what you're looking for this morning. Good. Make your way back to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Fold, Uttanasana. Reascend up to stand, inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Bring your hands to heart center, Samastitihi. The last one is fully on your own. Arms reach up. Think of stretching your breath. Stretch the movement. Move at ease with peace. There's no hurry. Your mat is your canvas. The idea is to move with a lot of precision and awareness without forcing the transitions. 5, full deep breath. Make sure that you are resting in the position you are in. If dog pose is too strenuous in this given moment, child's pose, or even kneel, you can sit down and kneel instead if you prefer, as long as you allow yourself to rest before we carry back on. Yogi's choice. You can stay here, you can build a bit more strength, or retake flight, whatever feels best. Bring your feet towards your wrists. Dog pose, look forward, transition to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Hinge forward in 2. Rise up, inhale. Gaze up, arch your back if you can. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaskar B variation. Big toes unite. Sit low into your chair, fingertips to the earth, then bring upper arms in line with the ears. Forward fold. Set up for crow pose. Come high onto your toes, plant your palms to your mat, knees wide apart. Press your knees to the back of your upper arms. Once you've done so, think active cat pose with your upper back. Lift the back of your heart up to the sky. Then lean forward. Bring your elbows over your wrists. Press your finger pads down. This is the shape of the form. Eventually, the form will take place, a full form. 1 foot, 2 feet can start to float. If they are floating, big toes touch. If you're playing with different variations, you guys can also do so. Look forward, take a breath in. Either step or float back into your vinyasa at your own pace. Full breath per movement until again back into your downward facing dog. Slow down your breath right away. Notice if your mind is trying to take you somewhere else. Use your mind to deepen your breath. The deeper your breath is, the more your mind can become still. This is the space you want to move from. Same as before, feel the moment. If you need to rest, if you feel frantic, stay at ease or build some strength a little bit more, or retake flight by tapping your heels into your butt, whatever feels best. So tuck back position, and hold here, shift forward, and then slowly legs up to handstand. Good. Toes up to the sky. Good. And if you're in handstand, bring your feet towards your wrist, maximum push. Dog pose, look forward. Walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up, inhale. Hands back to heart center, exhale. Big toes still touching. Sit low, chair pose, Utkatasana. Hold here. Second time hold. Keep your belly in, core active. Inhale, bring your hands to heart center. As you breathe out, rotate to your right. Cross your left arm, upper arm past your right thigh. You can separate your hands to get a bit deeper. Think armpit towards your thigh as much as you can. Have a little peek at your left knee. If it's rolling forward, draw it back in line. 2 knees in 1 line. Once your knees are squared, stretch your right arm up, left arm down. Right hand goes up, left arm goes down. Point your right thumb down to the earth. Bend your right elbow, wrap your arm back behind you into a half bind. A little bit more length through the crown of your head. Take a breath in. With the option, you can use your upper left arm to leverage a bit more twist. You may look up to the sky, but feel your breath. If it becomes constricted, pause. Even ease out slightly. Stay soft. The depth is irrelevant. Stay in your twist. Bring your hands back to heart center. Inhale. Side crow pose foundation. Exhale, squat low. Keep your upper arm past right thigh. Squat low. Place your hands to the earth to face the right side of your mat, the long edge side. Fingers point towards the right side wall. And we can all take the shape of the form. You can place your right elbow below your right hip. Bend both elbows at a 90-degree angle. Elbows over wrist. Press your finger pads down. This is the shape. Eventually, once you learn to lean into your fingertips, the form will take place, side crow, or any other variations you're playing with. Those of you in flight mode, place your feet back to the earth. Chair pose twist to your right, the same previous pose. Hands to heart center. Take a breath in. Excellent. On twist, look straight forward. Stay as you are. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rotate towards your left this time. Watch your right knee as you cross your arm past your left thigh this time. Two knees stay in one line. Get a bit deeper if you can. Then re-spread your arms up and down. Wrap your left arm back behind your back as you point your left thumb down. A little bit more extension through your spine. Inhale, keep drawing your right hip back. If you take it further, as far as you want to, but without crossing over 70% effort rate. Your breath will determine if you are past this point or not. Stay into your twist. Hands back to heart center. Parshavabhakasana, left side, squat low. Place your hands to face the left long edge side of your mat. Bend both elbows at a 90-degree angle like you would in low push-up. Lean forward, elbows over wrist. Lift the back of your heart like you would in crow pose. Same actions. And eventually, press your finger pads down and your feet may fly. This is irrelevant. It's just a practice, but take the shape at least. Place your feet back, the earth, arm balancers. Chair pose twist to your left. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Untwist, exhale, look forward. Bring both upper arms in line with ears. Breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. If you feel warm enough, lengthen halfway, plant your palms. You can walk back to downward facing dog or, of course, Vinyasa to your own rhythm. Full breath per movement if you feel like the Vinyasa will be of service in this moment. If you feel like it's too much, skip the Vinyasas. Holding chair pose like this will build some heat inside your body to release excessive heat. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Let that go. Slow down your breath again. Self-regulate by controlling your breath, by controlling your senses, your mind. And those of you that would like to jump through your seat, look past your fingertips, come onto your toes, bend your knees, arm and core active, flow through your seat, or place your knees to the earth like I'm doing, sit onto a hip, legs forward, so always an easy transition. Grab back of your hamstrings, both pose variation. Lift your feet up, shin bones parallel to the earth, squeeze your toes and knees together, keep a low belly in, and use your hands to lengthen your spine. If you want more, extend your legs just straight. If your hip flexors are not happy, rebend back into your knees. If you still want more, don't have to. Arms can reach in front of you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If your legs are extended, bend your knees, come back to the previous variation. Interlace your hands together, Kali Mudra, except your pointer fingers. Bring your arms up towards your right, then towards your left. Back to your right, to your left. Keep repeating this movement as you squeeze your toes and knees together. This is 4. One more time. 5. Come back towards center, hands above your knees. Draw your knees into your chest. Place your right calf above your left shin bone. Pull your knees into your chest. Place your feet to the earth by your sitting bones, your toes down. Palms to your mat below your shoulders. Push your toes in your hands. Pick up your butt. Now, if you're still stable, keep pressing your left foot down. Pick up your right foot. If you're still stable, pick everything up the best you can. Good. Come back down. Navasana variation. Kali Mudra again. Shin bones parallel to the earth. Swing your arms towards your right, to your left. Back and forth sideways. Keep your low belly in. Support your low back. Last one. Come back towards center, hands above your knees. Draw in distance, your left leg on top of your right, knees to chest. Either place your feet if you need to do so, hands to your mat. Pick up. 1 foot hovers, everything up. Do the best you can again. Good. Butt back down. Back into your variation again of Navasana, but this time lower to Ardha Navasana. Extend your legs, hover your heels off of your mat a couple inches, low back to the earth. Hands can grab your thighs or they can reach forward. If you really want more, it's very demanding, bring both upper arms in line with your ears, but keep your low back to the earth, low belly in. 5, 4, keep holding your forward body. 2, 1. Grab your hamstrings, rock and roll 3 times up and down your back. After your third rock and roll over your ankles and knees. Either step back to dog pose or step back to plank pose or pick up even and float back to your optional vinyasa. Now that your core is really lit up, it's time to get a bit more playful. I'll cue slowly, but if you're proficient with your scissor switch kicks, you can go ahead right away. Step your left foot forward in the middle of your mat, slightly. It's about a foot forward or 2 at the most, middle of your mat. Keep a deep bend into your left knee, palms glued to the earth. Bring your shoulders over your wrist. Sweep your right leg up, look in between your hands. Press everything you have. We don't have to hop. The easy way is step your right foot next to your left. Left leg goes up, switch your stance to Grana method. Or hop with your left, land with your right. Do that 2 more times. If you're hopping, it's to keep your heart rate elevated. Good. Step your right foot forward. Left foot back. High lunge with your feet. Slowly together. Rise up to crescent warrior. Stretch your breath and the movement. Upper arms in line with your ears. Exhale. Dive back down. Press your palms into your mat. Lift your right leg up to the sky. 3-legged dog. Open your dog. Stack your hip on top of your left. Bend your right knee. Reach your foot sideways towards your left. If this is 70%, stay. If you need a bit more option, flip it to wild thing. Sweep your right arm up, step your right foot back behind your left leg. Now your left leg is straight. Put the whole knife edge of your back foot down. As you press right big toe into the earth, make sure your left arm rotates forward, external rotation to stay stable. Inhale, lift your heart a little higher. If you can, without the help of your right hand, exhale, step your right foot all the way forward to the front. Come on to left toes, right foot all the way back forward. Good. Plant your palms to the earth. Place your left knee on your mat. Come into a half splits. Draw both hips backwards. Extend your right leg fully to straight. Either flex or point your right foot to engage into your front leg. Lengthen your spine, take a breath in. Now you can stay here or slowly forward fold over your front leg if you need a bit more. Or even if you need more, you can wiggle your right leg forward, left leg back, and gradually make your way towards a full split or in that direction. The idea is once you feel tension though, pause. Notice if your mind is trying to press on. Rewire your brain if it's doing so. Use your mind to focus on your breath. Let your breath dissolve the sensation you feel. Some days we're more stiff, some days more open. Honor how you feel in this moment. Those of you that are beyond your half splits, return back into it. Half splits, Ardha Hanuman. Shift your weight back forward, bringing you back over your front foot. Place your palm to the earth. Tuck your back toes, charge your back leg to straight. Sweep your right leg up to the sky into a three-legged dog. With the option to Vinyasa, or simply place your foot right back on your mat, dog pose, or even a child's pose. Make sure these Vinyasa are truly of service if you decide to partake into them. They can be used to rinse something out, to build some strength, or not. And we know what's coming up. We're getting playful. There's a possible wild thing. If your arms are fatigued, take a child's pose. Pay attention to what your body is asking you to do. Be receptive. Allow your inner light to expand. Good. Let's get back in the movement if you're good to go. Step your right foot forward slightly. It's about a foot or two at the most. Bring your shoulders directly on top of your wrist. Make sure your palms are glued to the earth. Palms down. Left leg goes skyward. Long, powerful arms. Either step your left foot down, right leg goes up without hopping, or hop with your standing, land with your floating. 2 more times. Good. Step your left foot forward. Right leg back. Hands stay low. Together, one group. Rise up slowly, but stretch the movement. There's no hurry. Replace your hands back to the earth. Lift your left leg up to the sky. And bend your dog on this side. Stack your hip, bend your knee. Remember, it's a great place to be. If you can see your heel easily below your right shoulder, left arm will go up. How slowly can you step your left foot back behind you as you transform to Wild Thing? Press both feet down, Wild Thing. Root the inner edge of right hand a bit more. Stay safe into your wrist and keep your butt active. Low belly in as well to support your low back. Take a breath in. Like before, if possible. Exhale, come onto your right toes, keep pressing right hand down. Without the help of your left hand, left foot will step back to the front of your mat. Good. Hands to the earth. Place your right knee down. Bring your hips backwards. Ardha Hanumanasana to begin. Engage into your front foot. Flexor point. Left leg is active. Lengthen your spine. Stay here as long as you need to, or forward fold slowly, or back towards full Hanuman, full splits, or in that direction. Once you feel resistance, though, pause. This resistance will dim the light that wants to expand. So ensure you're not letting your mind be in charge. You want to work harmoniously with your mind and heart. Control your mind. It works for you. It's not the other way around. Feel your practice. It's going to be felt from your heart space. Same as before. Full Hanuman as you were. Half splits. Ardha Hanumanasana. Shift your weight back forward. Palms to the earth. Tuck your back toes. Charge your back leg. Sweep your left leg up to the sky. Must do Vinyasa. This is a big question. If you do, of course, take it. If not, left foot down to dog pose. We will breathe at the front of your mat though. Look forward, come onto your toes, bend your knees. Walk, step, or hop lightly to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Fold in 2. Rise up, inhale. Hands to heart center, exhale. If you prefer, you can place your arms by your side. But try to be still right away. Notice if your mind is trying to distract you by fidgeting or moving around. Use your powerful mind to deepen your breath. When things are demanding, your mind will tend to be reactive. Use your breath to control your senses. Get out of your head and come back into your heart space where your inner light resides. This is the source of your power, the source of your inner strength. Let your soul breathe you. Neutralize. Heart still open, allow life itself, source energy, to also breathe you. Retain this easefulness. Life also gets demanding. When it does, the same thing is what we do. Center, reconnect to this field of non-resistance, reconnect back to your inner strength so that when things get demanding, the world would not blow out your candle. Move from this space. Has your mind been pushing a little too much already into the poses? One more breath. Open your eyes slowly if they are closed. Big toes unite. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. As you exhale though, wrap your right arm underneath your left. Right goes under left, eagle arms. If you're very stiff, you can hug yourself in this manner instead. Sit into your chair pose, sit low, bend your knees, press your left foot down, lift your right leg up and over your left. If you feel unstable, place your right toes on your mat like a kickstand. Hug your inner thighs though. If you have the range of motion, you can wrap it twice behind your left calf. Once you feel steady, lean back a bit more. Can you bring your shoulders above your hips? Not forward, but backwards, you guys, towards the end of your mat. Yeah, stand a bit taller, elbows a little higher without becoming too stiff. Take a breath in, keep your low belly in. Exhale, slowly forward fold, nesting eagle. Keep your arms as they are if possible. Once your elbows touch your knees, only unravel your right leg, warrior 3 with eagle arms. If it's too demanding, hands in prayer pose or hands on your mat. Your left leg becomes straight. Press your left foot down, left leg extends. Right leg also reaches back. Good. Bring your right hip down a little bit more. And if you have the easefulness, elbows a bit more forward. Inhale. Unravel your arms and already so. Place your hands to the earth, exhale, soft landing. Bend your left knee, plant your palms to your mat as wide as your shoulders. Hop your left foot back slightly until your shoulders are above your wrist. Right leg is straight, toes bright. Switch your stance 3 times. We don't have to hop, but of course hop if you're looking again to keep your heart rate elevated. Step your right foot forward, left foot back, high lunge with your feet. Rise up slowly with control, crescent warrior. Every movement is a pose in itself. Arrive into your space. Hold. Let's begin to refine this pose a bit more. Look at your feet just for a moment. If your feet are in one line, your hips will not be squared. It's going to be hard to stay stable. So either wiggle your front foot or left foot sideways until your hips are in one line. If you need to get a longer back leg and bring your left heel above your left toes, stack these 2 body parts, yes. And then charge your back leg a little bit more to straight. So left foot back a bit more. Back towards my hand. Long arms. Frame with your upper arms, with your ears, thumb spin backwards. Stay soft into your neck and jaw. This is your full expression. Take a breath in. Exhale. Place your hands to the earth. Left hand will be glued on your mat an inch above your left shoulder. Place the whole outside edge of your left foot on your mat. Stage 1 side plank pose. Sweep your right arm up to the sky as you press your right foot down and rotate your left bicep forward to stay engaged in the left arm. If it's too easy, you can stack your foot on top of your left, or think of a star. You can hover your right leg into the air and expand your right leg away from your left. Different entry point to wild thing. Slowly step your right foot back behind your left leg, back to wild thing. If it's too demanding, place your right foot back in front of you, stage 1 side plank pose as a modification. Now wherever you are, keep spinning left bicep forward, stay engaged into your arm. Wild thing, lift your hips a little higher if you can as you press your feet down. Inhale. Like we practiced before, exhale, step right foot back to the front of your mat without the help of your right hand if you can. Right foot forward, hands stay low. Make sure again your feet are as wide as your hips. Once you've done so, place your right hand behind your right ankle and slide your right upper arm underneath your right knee. Lizard pose variation, place your hand on the outside of your right foot. Right away, both hips up, right hip draws back. You may have to lean a bit more into your left hand to wrap your right arm behind you, like you would in your chair. Both hips up, right hip back continuously. Pause to bleed. If you're still very stable, your left hand can also get light and go for the full bind. If you almost have it but not quite, place your left knee down for more foundational support. So without forcing the full bind, gauge your breath. Are you still soft? Is your mind dictating, forcing in? Who is in control? Take a breath in. Exhale, replace your right hand back on the outside of your right foot. There's no cues for the arm balance, but if you are proficient with Ekapada Kunasana 2, play around with it. If not too sure, it's okay. Release your arm from below your right knee and make your way back to your Vinyasa or to downward facing dog or child's pose. Now, this moment is very important. Your body is always communicating with you. And you have to be receptive. Empty your ego into the earth and take the pose that allows you to truly rest. If your body says, I need a child's pose, then take a child's pose. Once you are committing to your resting position, bring more depth into your breath. Feed every part of your body with oxygen as you deepen your breath. Good. 2 more breaths. Like I mentioned earlier, child's pose, you can definitely stay here longer if you need to. There's no one to impress. There's nothing to prove. Always listen to your inner voice, your inner light. This is your guide. If you feel peaceful, then make your way back to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward slightly. It's not too far forward. Re-bring your shoulders back over your wrist. Look in between your hands. Sweep your right leg up to the sky. A lot of push. We do not have to hop, but do switch your stance 3 times. Hop if you want to keep your heart rate up again. Re-step your right foot forward, left foot back, high lunge with your feet, look your feet as wide as your hips, then rise up slowly, collectively, crescent warrior. Now notice this is the same pose as before. Your feet should be as wide as you have. Look at your feet, you guys. High onto your back toes, stack your heel over your toes, hip squat, right hip back, left hip back. This is your foundation. Bring your hands to heart center, take a breath in. This time, exhale, rotate towards your right. Cross your arm, upper arm past your right thigh. If you feel unstable, you can place your left knee down. If not, keep charging your back a little bit more to straight. You can separate your hands and slide your armpit further past your right thigh. And once you have your maximum depth, spread your wings, run them up, left arm down. Wrap your arm back behind your back into your half bind. If the full bind is calling your name, do so, but without forcing. Never forcing into the poses. Feel. A little bit more length through the crown of your head. Take a breath in. With the option, exhale, rotate a little bit more sideways. You may look up, but stay very soft into your breath. How deep fully can you breathe? Okay. Nice. Bring your hands back to heart center. Think warrior 2. Place your left heel down, push into your front foot, rise up to warrior 2. Look at your feet just for a second. It's a new foundation. Your front foot will dissect the back arch of your left foot, or heel to heel if you need a bit more space. Back foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Look at your front knee. Make sure that your knee's not collapsing inwards, so pressing a bit more towards your right, some of you. Pull your feet towards each other as you stretch your hands away from each other. Your foundation is set. Interlace your hands behind your back. Make a tight fist with both hands. Point your tailbone, lift your heart. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hinge at your waist, arms up overhead, humble warrior. If you have the range of motion, bring your right shoulder towards your inner right knee. But once you feel tension, pause. The idea is to move slowly. This pose is very demanding. If you let your mind force in, it's going to be very difficult to be at ease in this pose. Soften your neck. Allow your head to be heavy as you bow to your humble heart. How is the texture of your breath? Inhale. Exhale, press into your front foot, slowly rise up, release your clasp back to warrior 2. Place your hands onto your hips, extend your right leg fully to straight. Spin your right foot to face the left long edge side of your mat. Look to your feet. Make sure your feet are in one line, parallel to each other, toes in one line. Relift your heart gaze up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at your waist. Place your hands below your shoulders. If you're quite stiff into your hamstrings, bend your knees accordingly. If you feel like you want a little bit more, take a hold of your toes with your peace fingers. Lengthen halfway and pull in. If you feel like your hamstrings are very open and you have a tripod headstand practice in the middle room, if your forehead is pretty much kissing the earth, formulate a triangle with your hands. Walk your hands below your elbows. Press the crown of your head down actively to maintain a long cervical spine. Then allow your feet to slowly take flight. And always nice and slow with control. Keep pressing your crown downwards. Good. Those of you in tripod headstands, legs wide apart, toes bright, slowly come down. See if you can hover your feet an inch before placing them back on your mat. Those of you with your toe lock, release. Wherever you are, place your hands back below your shoulders. Halfway lift. Spin to face the front of your mat into a high lunge position with your feet, hands below your shoulders. Step into your right foot, sweep your left leg up to the sky, standing splits. Hold. Release your neck right away, soften into your breath. Press right foot down and use left butt cheek, left glute to lift your left leg a little higher as you point left toes. If you still need more, you can wrap your right hand behind your right ankle, perhaps even your left. Take it further. If you prefer to take a few playful L-shaped hops to handstand, you can plant your palms on your mat. Take a few playful hops if you prefer. So always slow with control, whatever you decide to do. Good. Replace your hands back to the earth or wherever you are. Step your left foot forward to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Hinge in two. Rise up, breathe in. Bring your hands to heart center, breathe out, or place your arms by your side. Remember, master your senses. Try to be still. Avoid fidgeting around. All that matters is your breath. Your mind will try to take you somewhere else. It'll try to take you to the record of the past. It'll try to anticipate about what's going to happen. Where are you? Be here. What time is it? It is now. Feel the present moment. Can you feel the peacefulness of your inner being? Can you allow your life to keep expanding? What are you? You are this moment. Keep letting Source move through you as you reattune yourself to this field of non-resistance. This is the way of the warrior of light. Staying in this field, expecting nothing but being ready for everything. Take one more breath. Open your eyes slowly if they are closed. Arms reach up, inhale. Option to Vinyasa. At your own pace. If your body says prefer to go back to dog pose, always listen to your body. It's okay to go to dog pose. Some of you crow pose, some of you pop it up to your handstand if you would like to. It's any vinyasa of your choice. You can tag poses we already explored into it. And meet back into down dog or even a child's pose if you prefer. Now feel, if your body says, I need to rest a bit more, it's a great opportunity to do so. You can take a child's pose or sit or remain in dog pose. However, if you want to build some strength, place your knees to the earth, place your forearms on your mat, forearms parallel to each other. We're back to our forearm plank foundation. Tuck your toes, right leg goes back, left leg back, forearm plank. Look in between your forearms. If it's too demanding, knees down. If you want a little bit more, walk your feet forward towards your elbows, dolphin plank. If you still want more, the right leg can hover a couple inches, forearm plank, all the way up dolphin plank. Option, a few playful hops towards Pinchai Mayurasana. Going forward, 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 forward. forward. Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Good. Push and stay onto your breath. There we go. One more breath. You got this. Nice. Yeah, there you go. Good. Good. Child's pose, balasana. Okay. Super heavy into your space. Deepen your breath right away. That's all that matters. The blueprint never changes. Long, deep inhales. Long, deep exhales. Your breath is a king of this practice. It'll slow your heart rate down. It'll calm your nervous system down. Always feel, if you feel a bit frantic, it is definitely best to rest. Nothing to prove, not even anything to your ego. But if you feel peaceful, you want to keep going, option, form plank number 2. Modify, intensify, dolphin plank. It's going to be other side. Walk your feet forward. Left leg up to the sky. Big hop. Okay. Lean forward. Yeah, lean forward because you're going to fall back. Forward, forward. There we go. Good. Engage your core a little bit more. There we go. Super. Yeah. Stay onto your breath. Good. Pinch a hold. One more hop if you're doing so. There we go. Good, 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 good. Nice. Good. Yes. Child's pose. Balasana. Nice. Take a breath in. Breathe out. In child's pose, soften everything, specifically your shoulders. Release your low back. Soften your neck, head, arms, hips sink down. Deepen your breath. Three more breaths. Okay, we're back to down dog if you feel rested. Dog pose, look forward, take your preferred method of travel back to the front of your mat, walk, step, or hop back to the front. Lengthen your crown in front of you, fold over both legs, rise up, breathe in. Bring your hands to heart center, breathe out, big toes touch. Arms reach back up. This time, wrap your left arm underneath your right. Left under right. Good. Sit low. Anchor right foot down. Sweep your left leg up and over your right. Receive for a second as you press all four corners of your right foot down. Use left toes as a kickstand. Hug your inner thighs. Possibly wrap it twice. Like in our first one, once you're stable, sit a bit taller. Yeah. Longer spine. Sit back. Left hip draws back a bit more. Right shoulder forward. Hips, shoulders squared as much as you can. Every movement is a pose. Take a breath in. Slowly exhale, forward fold. Fold slowly. Arms as they are if you can. Slow inhale, unravel to warrior 3 with eagle arms. Of course, modify if you need to, but with control. The movement is a pose in itself. If you're more stable by bending your right knee slightly, you can do so. Press left heel back a bit more, back behind you. Unravel your arms slowly if they're still eagle arms. Hands to your mat. Bend your right knee, palms down. Adjust your shoulders back over your wrist. You need to hop your right foot back, do so. Switch your stance 3 times. Feel the moment. Is it best to be grounded or to fly? Step your left foot forward. Nice and tight. Right foot back, hands stay low. Slowly rise up collectively, crescent warrior. Stay aware in transition. Arrive into your space. Anchor your front foot down, left foot down. Left hip back a little bit more. Remember the brightness of your back leg. On your back toes. Good. Front ribs in. Stretch your hands even higher. Fingers really bright, full of life, full expression. Take a breath in. Exhale. Dive down. Plant your right palm underneath your right shoulder, slightly above your shoulder. Rotate to the whole outside edge of your right foot. Left arm will go up. Your left foot can stay. Press right palm, rotate right bicep forward, engage. You can stack your foot or hover like a star. For an extra degree of intensity, you may look up to the sky. How slowly, how softly can you step your left foot back behind you if you go back to wild thing again? Or stage 1 side plank pose, your arm is a bit too shaky right now. Left hand can reach upwards, your upper arm can be in line with your ear if you prefer. Arch your back, take a breath in. Without your left hand if possible, exhale, come high onto your right toe, step your left foot forward, keep pressing your right hand down. Hands stay low, feet as wide as your hips. Wrap your left arm this time underneath your left knee. Bring your hips up, your left hip back slightly. Now wrap your left arm back first behind your back. If you're quite stable but not quite, place your right knee down and then see if you can also take your right arm back behind you. But if not, stay on your back toes. The foundation stays the same. Keep your hips up, draw left hip back. Stay soft into your breath. Lizard pose variations, release your half and full bind. Feel free to place your hand back on the outside of your foot and take flight, EPK2, or simply make your way to dog pose via Vinyasa or not. Once you arrive into your resting pose, stay receptive. Is your mind trying to do something? Feel your body. If it's an out breath you need, that's something that needs to be vacated out of your system. If dog pose feels strenuous, take a different resting pose. Bring more depth into your breath. Silence your mind down again. Regain composure as you master your mind and senses before we complete our cycle. Two more breaths. It can be humbling for the ego to stay a bit longer in child's pose. I've been there before, but it's okay. It's okay to rest more if your body requires so. So if you feel frantic, fatigue, stay. If you're good to go, we're back into downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward slightly. Bring your shoulders over your wrist. Sweep your left leg up to the sky. Switch your stance 3 times. Wrap your triceps back. Press the earth. Stay strong in your arms. Step your left foot forward. Right leg back. High onto your feet. Make sure getting your feet as wide as your hips. And slowly rise up. Full intake of breath takes you up. Arrive into your space. On your back toes, you guys, remember heel over toes. Hugging your thighs, left hip back, right hip forward. Your hip will stay squared. Take a breath in, hands to heart center. Rotate from your middle back, upper back towards your left. Crescent twist. If you feel unstable, place your back knee down. You can separate your hands and think armpit towards left thigh. Get deep. Then spread your wings. Wrap your left arm back behind your back. Take it as far as you want without stiffening your jaw, without stiffening your breath. If your back leg is fully extended, press your heel back a bit more length through the crown of your head. Take a breath in. Option, rotate a little bit more, your bottom ribs open to the sky. Soften your breath though. The depth is so irrelevant. Bring your hands back to heart center. Warrior 2, press into your front foot. Right heel roots down. Warrior 2. Look at your feet just for a second again. Once you establish your foundation, do press the outside edge of your back foot down. Anchor left hip a bit more towards your front heel. And make sure your left knee is not collapsing in. Interlace your hands behind your back. The opposite weave is going to feel awkward. Bring balance into your body. Lift your chest up. Fold slowly. Now you're bowing to your humble heart. That means empty your mind into the earth, your ego, and feel. This is demanding. Bow to your inner light. Pay homage to it. Doesn't matter how deep you go. Stay soft. Relax your neck. Remember to let your light be your guide so you can live your life truthfully with purpose from the depth of your soul. Take a breath in. Exhale, rise up slowly with control. Release your clasp back to Warrior 2. We skip Prostrate at this time. Take a breath in, look past your left fingertips. Exhale, windmill your hands straight on your mat. High lunge with your feet, hands below your shoulders on your back toes. Step into your left foot, right leg up to the sky, through into your standing splits. Right leg up, left foot is still forward. Receive for a moment. Take it as far as you want to. Mimic what you did in the first set. Right leg a little longer, brighter. Option, plant your palms to the earth and take flat again if you prefer. L-shaped opposite handstand. Good. Hands back to earth. Step your right foot forward to the front of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana, fold. Rise up, Urdhva Hastasana. Complete stillness, Samastitihi or Tadasana. You can keep your eyes closed if you feel dizzy, closing your eyes. If you can, close your eyes, gaze back inside yourself. Focus on your breath, the great equalizer. Silence your mind down. Re-enter the temple of your heart to connect to your source of inner strength, your inner light, the part of yourself that never dies, the eternal part of yourself. Feel your strength. It is fierce, but kind. It is strong, but gentle. It is humble and powerful at the same time. Refill source move through you as you. The east fullness of this field. And the idea is not to let your mind react to things. Life gets challenging, and when it does, your mind will tend to react. Move from a space. Be more responsive. This is much easier said than done. And that's what we call this a practice. The practice of not letting any external events dim your inner light. One more breath. Open your eyes slowly if they are closed. Arms reach up. Option to Vinyasa. Always an option. We don't have to. Any Vinyasa of your choice. We'll meet back into downward facing dog. Pigeon prep pose. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Bring your right knee towards your outer right wrist. You can place your right heel either to your outer left hip or bring your shin bone more or less parallel to the front mat for more sensation if you feel to do so. Either way, flex or point your right foot. Before you fold, have a little peek past your left shoulder. Everything should be in one line. Outer heel, outer hip in one line. Then look forward and square your hips as much as you can. Right hip back, left hip forward. And eventually, slowly forward fold. Bring your knee a bit more in, it's too wide. Yeah. A bit this way, this way. Yeah, there we go, exactly. And then forward fold, yeah, good. If you feel your knee on the right side of your body speak to you, pause. Flex or point your foot, draw your right hip back even more. If it still persists, lie on your back instead, take a figure 4 position. Place your ankle on top of your knee and pull in. So never any sensation into your knee. Are you okay into your right knee, John? Yeah. Okay, so bring your right hip up. Yeah, and then elbows a bit more forward. And melt a bit more. Yeah, elbows forward. Elbows. Yeah, melt them. Keep your hips square, sacrum level. Yeah, you can stack your fists if you need to. Okay. Allow your head to rest heavily somewhere. Use a prop or stack your fists or use your mat. The idea is soften into your spine. If you feel too much tension into your right hip, ease out slightly. We're still looking for about 70% sensation rate into your hip. Focus on deepening your breath once you've met all of these criteria. Nowhere to go but to breathe through sensation. If the sensation becomes a bit diluted or watered down, option, you can walk your elbows a little bit more forward, find a bit more length into your spine. Option, you can melt your heart a little bit more. They can be very small movements. You can peel a layer very, very gently without forcing an ever though. 3 more breaths. When you do complete your third and final breath, place your hands below your shoulders. Press the earth away from you. Take your time on the way out, back to dog pose very slowly. If you're on your back, you can windshield wipers your knees sideways, left to right. Down dog, take any movement like in your first dog pose. The movement is not so important how you do so, but as long as it releases your right hip. Let your body do a thing. It knows what to do. Then switch sides. Bring your left knee a little bit wider than your left wrist. Place your shin bone according to how much sensation you need. Remember, line everything up on your right hand side to square your hips as much as possible. And forward fold slowly. And as you do, be very receptive of what's going on into your front knee. If your knee is talking, it's not a good sign. You can flag me over, you can modify the pose or lie on your back. Once you feel just about the right amount of sensation into your left hip, pause. Use your mind to deepen your breath without letting your mind trying to force its way in. Trust the process of being invited to finding depth by feeling your body, letting your inner light be your guide. So you can also do the same in life. You can trust the process of life. Knowing that when you're led from your inner being, everything will always go your way. Option a bit more length into your elbows. A bit more depth. Soften a bit more into your neck and jaw. This part here. There we go. Good. For the last few deep breaths, scan even your jaw and your facial muscles. If they're gripping, ungrip these body parts. At your own pace, once you're done your third and final breath, slowly back towards your counter pose. A bit of movement to release both of your hips equally. Make your way back towards your seat. You can definitely float through or place your knees to the earth. Sit onto a hip, legs forward. Any seat you feel at ease. Once you're comfortable, rest your hands onto your knees or thighs. Close your eyes. Do set your firm seat though. Bring belly button down, get heavy. Get more light and buoyant into your chest and shoulders as a result. Stack your bones, lean back if you need to do so, lift your shoulder blades up and down your back. Get out of your mind if you're in your head. The mind by itself tends to judge, to criticize, to compare, likes to worry about things, creates doubt. Come back into your heart space. This is the real translation of the word yoga. This unity between your mind, your body, your spirit. And even feel source energy move through you as you connect to all that is. Keep allowing your mind to be silenced as you follow your breath. The mind is powerful, but much more powerful when you connect every part of yourself to all that is. It's in this stillness, in this void, that source energy can then begin to co-create with you the things you desire. What is the best version of yourself? Who are you becoming? Who are you transforming into? What are your dreams, your goals, your ambitions? Can you play this image in your mind's eye? The thought will send a signal out to source. As you play this image, how does it make you feel? Seeing yourself achieving all these things. Do you feel joyfulness, gratitude, satisfaction? The feeling will draw the event back to you. These are the deepest teachings of this practice, that what you see and feel within yourself, the world will mirror back to you. This is important to lead from your heart space. Take a few more deep breaths. Let your soul, let life itself fully breathe you. On your next inhale, slowly open your eyes. Make your way onto your back one more time. Feet towards the front of your mat. Once you recline, keep the left leg straight, bend your right knee. Place your right arm into a T shape by your side. Set your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Slide your hips a little bit towards your right. Let your knee fall over to your left. You can look up or past your right shoulder. When you feel your low back speak to you, pause. There's no need to go further. Release your low back. Breathe in. And breathe out slowly. Untwist back towards center. And switch sides. Same thing in reverse. Take your time. Hips a bit to your left though. Let gravity pull your knee to your right. When you feel that sweet spot, pause. Breathe in. Breathe out back towards center. Realign your hips in the middle of your mat. Fold your knees into your chest. Place your hands above your knees. Gently pull in, forehead to knees. Take a breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Dead corpse pose. Place your limbs wide or narrow as long as you're comfortable. Walk your shoulder blades up and down your back. You'd like to let your feet splay open to your side. Get heavy into your space. Soften every muscle groups into your body. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Sink a bit more into the earth. Dead corpse pose reminds us that death is inevitable. But death is not sad. The sad thing is that most people don't live at all. Bask into your inner light. Immerse yourself into it. Truly connect to your inner being so it can guide you to live your life truthfully with purpose. Release the whole of your conscious breath. It's now time to find complete relaxation. bit more depth back into your breath. As you journey back inside your body, wiggle your fingertips, wiggle your toes. And slowly reach both of your arms up overhead. Stretch your hands away from your feet to re-energize your body. Retract your knees into your chest one more time. Fetal position. Roll on to your right hand side. Take a few deep neutralizing breaths. Enjoy this comforting pose. With the help of your hands, slowly make your way back towards your seat. Once you are comfortably seated, rest your hands onto your knees, close your eyes, and set your seat one more time. I'll leave you off with these words of Paulo Coelho, this great author. He says, "Every warrior of the light has felt afraid of going into battle. Every warrior of the light has, at some time in the past, lied or betrayed someone. Every warrior of the light has walked a path that was not his. Every warrior of the light has suffered for the most trivial of reasons. Every warrior of the light has said yes when he wanted to say no. And every warrior of the light has hurt someone he loved." But that is why he is a warrior of the light, because he has been through all this and yet has never lost hope of being better than he is. And this practice invites you to keep being the warrior of the light that you are. To move in life, merge from mind and heart together. To move in space. Fold your hands to heart center. Let's fill space with one Om, clearing breath first. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Inhale to Om. Bow head into your heart. The light within bows, the light within all of you. Have a beautiful day, beautiful weekend. Namaste. Thank you guys. Any questions? Do not be shy.